Good morning, everybody. My name is Bart Winkler, and this is the Bart Winkler Show for October 30th, Monday edition. Now, as you know, the Packers have lost. I did post a separate audio and video podcast. So if this is the one that, I don't know how some of you set it up, but if this is the one that's getting delivered to you at 5 a.m. in the morning on Monday, then just look at where I have the podcast, and there's a separate Packer one. I think in this show, we will talk some Packers. I think I will end up talking some Packers. I have this some voicemails I still want to play and some other thoughts. You know, it's a couple of hours. We're recording this a couple hours after the Packers did lose to the Vikings 24-10. So I may have some Packers thoughts, and I'm still fighting with people about Jordan Love. And anybody that responds to me on X with a clown emoji, you just get blocked. I mean, I'd rather, even if you type clown emoji or say you're a clown, all that's fine. But if you just go clown emoji, I'm just blocking someone here as we are setting up. So very pertinent information for the podcast. They say always start with your strongest material. And once again, I'm back into my Twitter fights, which I was engaged in while trick-or-treating with my son on a Sunday afternoon. That was a real proud dad moment. At least I was there for Halloween this year. Last year, I missed it. I was in Buffalo to watch the Packers lose. And I'm going to Pittsburgh in 2 weeks to watch them lose again. I am going to the Bucks game on Friday, and I hope to not watch them lose because they are going to lose. They're actually narrowing the gap a little bit. I jumped on a few minutes before the game actually ended, so we'll get the score and the numbers and all that in a second. They'll lose by at least 15, probably 20. This was a game where I actually thought, in planning the day, do a Packer one, do a Bucks one later, and then at some point I would be able to maybe jump in a little bit early. Because I thought if you were going to tell me the score tonight, like 130 to 110 or whatever it's going to end up being, we would all thought the Bucks. We'd have all thought the Bucks. And here they were down, like if they were down 15 early, okay, they're getting their ass kicked by the Hawks. If you didn't watch the game on Sunday, or if you're like, oh, the Bucks played last night, I kind of actually didn't know about that. It was a football day. They were down 15 pretty quick to the Hawks in the first quarter. And I was thinking, thank goodness this isn't the Sixers game. Because then that would have been like, if what's happening tonight, Sunday night, happened on Thursday, or might happen tomorrow. They got the Heat on Monday. We'll talk about that. But if this was happening against the Sixers, it would be pure chaos. Pure chaos. If they started the season like this, thankfully, this game is tucked away on a weekend. A lot of stuff happened in the NBA Sunday and Saturday, but it kind of gets pushed under the rug because you got college football and you got the NFL. In the zeitgeist of American talking sports, that Bucks game was on a Thursday night. There were only two games. They played the Sixers. Damian Lillard had 39 points. Oh, my God. Wow. How did we not see this coming? It was on TNT. You can get Shaq and Charles and Kenny to all talk about it. It was huge. So if you were going to have these two games and these two scores happen, it is much better that they happen the way that they did. You lose by 20 to the Sixers and then barely survive the Hawks on Sunday night. There's a whole different, worse narrative that will be written. But they got past the Sixers, okay, and then got crushed by the Hawks on a game where we were treated to the enthralling broadcast that is Bally Sports. Three times tonight. I was trying to stream the game on my computer. 3 times tonight I had issues. And that's actually lower than normal. So Bally Sports is improving. Good stuff. Congratulations, Bally Sports. Just some comments on YouTube. The people that are in here, Zach says maybe sell the team. No cap. How about this? Should they have traded Drew? Maybe they screwed up, guys. Maybe they really did screw up. They didn't. The final is 127-110. The Bucks lose to the Hawks. That is the official final. The story is that Damian Lillard was 0 for 9 to start. He finished 2 for 12, so he knocked down a couple of threes. But Damian Lillard all Bucks point guards eventually lose all of their offensive skill. And I think what may have happened for Dame was he thought that this is what Bucks point guards do in the playoffs. This is what they do in the playoffs. And so he must have thought that was happening because they lost. And it was a really bad start. And then there was one, I think his 8th shot was just like a prayer at the hoop that had no chance of going in. And it was really disastrous. So a really bad start for Dame. And okay, you've got Dame, and this should be a night where maybe Giannis picks up the pace. He had 26 and 11. Yeah, I think Giannis had a good night, a better night than he did the other night. But basically, this game does not count because Middleton didn't play. So that's I think where I've settled on. This game did not count because Middleton didn't play. So if Dame's cold and Giannis is the other guy, do we still need a third guy? Like, what do we do on the nights where Dame is cold? And how many nights is Dame going to be cold? I didn't even think that was a possibility that Damian Lillard could be cold. But Dame was cold. Very cold. Almost went 3 quarters without making a bucket. Cold. So I don't know. I'm a little nothing. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried. It just kind of is a buzzkill after what happened on Thursday with a nice win. And then, what happened with the Packers earlier on Sunday, where it's just like it was shitty. It was a shitty day. The Packers played like ass, and then the Bucks somehow maybe played like more ass. It was just a bad day all around. Jake agrees. What a crap day of sports in the comments. 414 Badger says Pat Connaughton, P.U. Matt says every game matters. Matt, get in here. I got a voicemail to play for you. Slim Lewis says Middleton getting healthy is the key to beating the Celtics in a playoff series, as Drew can limit Dame to a degree. How did Trae Young do tonight? Because that was one of the questions coming into this. Active point guard, Trae Young, 20 points. He's kind of been bad to start the season, but a better night for him. And it was a very distributed game from the Hawks. They had 5 guys start, play over 20 minutes, 3 guys off the bench, play over 20 minutes. I do think there were some shenanigans going on with AJ Griffin. AJ Griffin's been getting some decent run. But AJ Griffin is Adrian Griffin's son. And AJ Griffin did not play until like late in the 3rd quarter. And his dad's the opposing coach. I think Quinn, because if I'm coaching and my son's on the other team, and this is my 2nd game ever, and I'm coaching against my son, I don't care that I got Giannis. I don't care that I got Dame. I don't care, whatever. I am like thinking about, when's my son gonna get in? When do I get to see my boy? And I've coached against him before as an assistant coach, but I'm the head coach now. I'm gonna coach against my son. And so I think Quinn Snyder was fucking with him a little bit. I do think there's something to that. See, I'm always gonna tell you the things that are kind of outside the box that no one's thinking of. Like how earlier on Sunday, I was reiterating the fact that I think Devontae Adams would still be a Packer if Rodgers didn't get it in his head that getting traded was so romantic. I do still blame him for that. I do. I actually think that that's the most of his sins. Thanasis and Robin are the great value duo. Thanasis, who commented on that? Thanasis was plus 14 today. That's nice. NNYE 66. There's always a game early on that makes me double clutch on getting NBA League Pass. I'm outside the market. Oh, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll be totally fine. This was just a weird ass game. Ed says this was a trap game, and Lowe says Dame was ice cold, crazy. Yeah, I think I didn't ever expect to see Dame look like this ice cold. Like this was like Eric Bledsoe semifinals shit, man. This was some ice cold stuff. It was bad. So the Bucks lose and the Packers lose, and we can talk about both, but do want to take a look at the Bucks and what they did and what they are going to do. They've got the Heat on Monday night, which you probably do want to win that game, and we'll be live after that, of course. We are brought to you by many, including Carl's Place and Omaha Steaks and Splash Sports and Sun Ant Entertainment. And by that, I mean Interactive. Sorry, guys. They did the website. And Dan Schani Insurance and Happy Place Hemp, which I do want to remind people, the promo code is BART for 25% off gummies. THC gummies, you can get the Delta 8, Delta 9. I think tonight we'll go. I got some green apple ones. I think I'll pop a green apple before I go night-night tonight and wake up early on Monday morning for my WISN Channel 12 hit. I'll be on there about 6:40 talking Packers. HappyPlaceHemp.com. The promo code is BART. HappyPlaceHemp.com. The promo code is BART. 25% off every order you get, no matter what gummies you get. If you get a big tin of them with the 40s, 40 in the tin, or if you get just a sampler pack, you can try some, get some later. Every time you use the code, it will work. BART. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Well, we wanted to do something with Green Bay, and so I said, how about we stack the Green Bay wins, and then we add that to the percent total at the end of the year. If they win 8 games, 25% becomes 33%. So what I think we'll do is whatever bigger number is the wins or losses, because I don't know that they win a game again anytime soon. The Packers, by the way, at Lambeau, the mystique is dead. If the Vikings can come in here and do that shit, 1.5-point underdogs already against the Rams. Ed says, I think I said this, but this was a trap game. Chuck says big game tomorrow. They do have the Heat tomorrow. It is a big game. Jimmy Butler already rested, so he'll probably play. NBA, this is something I talk about a lot on CBS Sports, and I will be on CBS Sports Radio tomorrow. My table's shaking. I'm sorry about that on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, but I will be on the NBA or the CBS Sports tomorrow. And one of the things that I've been talking about with the NBA is Adam Silver put in all these rules, and guys are still resting. Bucks haven't seen it yet. Middleton, I mean, he is getting work. He is working his way back from many injuries. He didn't play on Sunday. He only played 16 minutes, was subbed out, I think we noticed, midway through the third on Thursday night, and did not come back in the rest of the game, even though, you could have used him. And he's going to be a crucial part of this team. Like Damian Lillard and Giannis is a big, big duo. But like when we would play the Celtics and it's Tatum and Brown, who are the guys that we're bitching about? Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Derek White, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. We need those guys too. Middleton's one of those guys. So him being out is not nothing. Absolutely not nothing. Him being out is a big deal for sure. And they're going to need those kind of guys as they move forward. Q is here. So Q was as ecstatic as I've ever seen him in his life after Thursday night. And I wonder where he is on Sunday night. Q?
I'm even keel. Disappointing game from start to finish. Hopefully Dame was just like mentally resting for the big rematch with Miami tomorrow. I kind of hinted at this the last time we spoke, Bart. I asked you a question about the lineups Adrian Griffin was using. Despite the win last week, Thursday, against the Sixers, I haven't felt real great about kind of the 5 players and the combinations Griff is putting out there. I mean, it's early in the season. It's great that he's giving the young guys some run, but there's just been some very kind of confusing lineups. I don't really like any time that Dame and Giannis aren't out there. Like, if they're both on the bench, it's kind of a waste, especially when Chris isn't playing. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That tomorrow, like, I still think Miami is a really good defensive team. Obviously, we had offensive challenges tonight, to say the least. So hopefully the guys can bounce back and like we'll get back to their normal averages tomorrow. But I'll just say, if anyone's really upset about today's loss, remember it is early in the season. We've got a brand new head coach. We lost our offensive assistant like less than 2 weeks ago at this point. So just a lot of question marks, but it doesn't really matter how we play this fall. We're all just focused on the spring and summer when the games really matter.
I need to do a better job of watching the lineups. Like in the playoffs, I'm so locked in on what the lineups are. And maybe I really there is something about. I'm gonna bring Matt in the Falls in too, your boy. Matt in the Falls.
What's up, Matt?
Well,
Should we go this way?
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Oh man, there we go. Now I feel like I'm on Sports Center.
Yeah. All right. We'll go this. We're playing around on the Dan Schani YouTube stream.
What was that show with the points back in the
Can
day?
I be in the middle?
Yeah,
Around the horn.
it's a Bart sandwich.
Yeah. All
There
right.
we go.
Yeah, I'll be in the
Where
middle.
the bread.
Nice.
Hey, Matt. Hey,
How's it going, Bart? Am I doing it right? Nope, wrong way.
No, yeah.
Hey, Bart.
It's counterintuitive.
It is.
It's like a small version of the Brady Bunch, where you just
So there is. We could do Brady Bunch. We could get a 9-box in here and do Brady Bunch.
Well, we did that once.
There is something about my level of attention that's paid based on if we're on Bally Sports or not. If we're on TNT, I pay more attention to everything. I pay more attention to the plays. I pay more attention to the rotations. I pay more attention to the defense. And then when we're on Bally Sports, I just kind of don't do that. It's harder for me to focus on the game when we're on Bally Sports. With all due respect to everyone at Bally Incorporated, it just feels so rinky-dink compared to ESPN, compared to TNT. Like TNT, when you're on
That's not what I thought you were going to say at all.
When you're on ABC, the finals, I mean, my God. And then I know that's kind of the same as ESPN, but it's not. TNT is fucking TNT, and you're like the only game on. ESPN's great too. You know, it's Friday night game. And then you're playing, when you're playing good teams, you're on better channels. Pistons, Hawks, the Hornets. I mean, these are Bally Sports games, and you just don't get as into them. So there is that. But I do need to do a better job of looking at the rotations. I did have the game on my computer for a while because my kid wanted to watch Sing. You know the movie Sing?
Good movie.
He likes the movie, but he also likes watching it on YouTube, but not, he likes like watching clips of the movie instead of the movie. It's very something.
It's a problem we didn't have as kids.
Yeah, we did not. And they're going to make a Sing 3, and I wonder what the stakes are going to be next time around. That can be a separate pod. But what I'm saying, Q,
children's movie discussion, we could pull it off.
Q and I need to talk Loki also.
Yes.
Now we really got to move on.
Holy fuck. So what I'm saying is I'm not paying enough attention to the rotations, and I blame Bally Sports, not my lack of attention.
I thought you were going to say that you have to pay more attention to the national games because you know that you're going to have to defend the team and yourself on X and the radio. Whereas the local games, it's just us idiots talking about it.
Can I tell you something interesting about national radio, if you don't mind?
I don't.
Please.
Sometimes when sometimes I say things that I think like would get a reaction, you know, like would get some sort, like I'm talking about Michigan, and I'm basically saying cheating's great. I'm basically inviting people to call and tell me to fuck off. And they don't. Every time on national radio, someone calls, even with a controversial, like when they disagree with me, they're like, hey, man, I love the show. You're doing a great job. I do disagree with you on this, and here's why. It's very polite. And when I would do it in Milwaukee, it'd be like, fuck you, asshole, fucking die. You know, it's just so much more mean.
I remember those.
Oh, I got a spider.
Ooh, what kind?
A little tiny guy. My kid was taking a bath today.
I think you mean itsy bitsy.
It is
itty bitty.
My kid's taking
Wait,
a bath
is it
today.
itsy bitsy?
A caterpillar came up through the drain.
Through the drain. Oh, that's terrifying.
So I had to kill it, and then he got all like missed minutes. Cute. He was like, yes, die. he was like, flush it. And then I flushed it, and he goes, He'll never see his mom and dad again, right?
He said that.
Oh, my
Hey, here's
goodness.
Jake also. Jake.
Oh, Jake's head.
Yeah.
What's happening? What is
This is,
going on?
It looks like I'm a disembodied head, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
what are you
What
doing?
is
It's just a black curtain behind me. That's all.
Oh, and you're wearing a black shirt?
wow.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
cool looking,
Middleton
actually.
didn't
I'm
play,
digging
This
this.
is like 1920s movie special effects.
Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hi ho.
right,
Now
Keith.
you lost me. Bart, there was a voicemail. I got to run soon, but there was a voicemail you wanted me to come on for?
Oh, yeah, I was just kind of baiting you to get in here, but he did mention you, so I'll play it, okay?
Oh, boy.
It was Brick again.
I don't know who that is.
Brick was very, very upset about your coach's take.
JT the Brick?
Was he
Brick
the
in
one
West
who questioned my Jordan Love jersey?
No, Brick said Brick's a coach, and he worked it out where he makes like $4 an hour for coaching. And you said it's all these janitors looking to get a quick buck. But he agreed with you about the end of the Bucks game on Thursday. When you were like, I don't know what the fuck stream you were swimming in. So I'll play this Carl's Place voicemail, carlovet.com/Bart.
Hey Bart, it's Brick in West Dallas. I just wanted to call to say that I know last week I was railing on Matt Naples for his horrible take about coaches in high school, but this week I got to defend him. I think he's kind of right. He saw something that I saw during that Bucks game. It felt a little bit disjointed, especially at the end. Obviously, Dame, in the end of a game, you're trying to close it out, it's going to be your number one. But to help create space for Dame, you got to also get Giannis involved. You can take it to the rim and put it down hard. You get the foul, all that stuff, and then Dame can spread it out. But I agree with Matt. Something felt off. They weren't quite meshing very well. But it's the first game of the season with new guys, and that's going to happen. I have a ton of faith that they're gonna sort it out. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out scenarios and situations, and Giannis will find out, when Dame wants to kick out, and Dame will find out when Giannis is going to break to the basket on the pick and roll and where he likes the ball and all that fun stuff. But it was fun to watch. I mean, awesome debut. I was a little bummed he couldn't actually hit the 40 burger. That would have been even better. I know it's the best debut in Bucks history, but hitting that 40 burger would have been awesome as a stat line. But
All right, so that's a little bit of Brick. And again, tonight Dame hit the 6 burger.
Good stuff.
He had
Triple
6
single.
points. So he agrees with you, Matt.
Yep, I know. I just said good stuff.
Hey, can we stop calling like a good game blank burger? I don't know why that's bothered me for so long, but like it just sounds stupid and it makes no sense. So
You know what really
Right.
bothers me? It bothers me when it's like, it bothers me when the first down, you can get a first down at like the 1 or 2 yard line. And they always say, and of course, they don't need to actually score. They can get a new set of downs. It just bothers me. Like we can see I don't know. It really fucking bothers me. Anyway,
first world problems.
I should try to be a little more cautious because the Packer video we got flagged for advertisers earlier. And I don't know
Because of
what we
swearing?
did. I think because I put a comment on that
It
had
might have been
seen
that
it
one.
Tuesday.
Should I repeat the comment? I can say it verbatim.
No.
It's a quite famous Blink 182 song lyric.
Yeah. No.
You can look it up if you want to see it.
The only other time that it happened was when Matt was cleaning out his guns. And now just
Don't
saying
say
that,
that. You're
now
gonna
I'm like,
don't
"Oh,
say that
shit."
word.
Oh no!
Oh my God! You just demonetized the whole stream.
There goes.
Oh,
30
no.
You'll never see
What a
again.
Sunday. Unbelievable.
Everybody, let's join a new stream.
So
I can remonetize.
I have a question. I hope
Matt?
that I guess it's.
Yeah, Jake,
It's
you
a
got to
statement.
recenter now that we're doing this way.
There you
go.
I hope that Tony's not going to the game tomorrow because he had some bad luck this weekend at the Badgers and the
Badger game.
Packers. And if he was at tonight's game, that if you flew in and went to 3 games and lost all of them, that would be so sad.
No, I think he was in Green Bay tonight. Are we? So we're at home Monday.
Yep. And then we play
And
again
then we
Wednesday.
go to Toronto on Wednesday.
Yeah. And then we're back against the Knicks Friday.
And if anybody revolves their clock around when my post games are, I'm on CBS both those nights, but I will do a post Monday will work. Wednesday, it might be like 20 minutes after the game ends because obviously I got to finish the show. Friday, weekend post, I'm not doing unless it's a reason that calls for it. And also Friday, I'll be at the game.
Me too.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'm
Let's
gonna
meet up,
call
Q.
this one the Flavor Flav curse. I mean, that was absolutely unhinged behavior by the organization to let that happen. And again, it shouldn't bother me so much, but they say, "Gentlemen, please remove your hat," and he sang with his hat on the entire time and sunglasses. I don't know. I guess it's to be expected. It's Flavor Flav, but like, I don't know.
So-
Kind of making a mockery of the whole thing, if you ask me.
Somehow
No, that
he's
is a good
connected
point.
He's connected to Marjan. Like
Yeah,
they're
he's like a fan.
buddies. Well, I don't know if they're related.
Here's a little bit
or
of
they have,
Flavor
like, a
Flav.
family friend.
Oh yes, Carl Lewis Part 2. Here we go.
Now, do I have to play if I'm going to play some of the anthem, do I have to play the whole anthem? Or is that just, guys,
I wish.
No, I think
Oh,
you're better off not doing any more.
remove your cap.
Oh. Single tear.
All right.
No. Okay.
It's
not that bad.
No, it's actually worse when you can't see him. Like, just the audio is way worse than not being able to see the character with it.
It wasn't that bad.
I don't know. That was Carl Lewis bad to me. And if you've never heard Carl Lewis sing the national anthem, it is grade A comedy.
So
would you say though Roseanne's the worst ever?
No, because Roseanne was intentionally trying to do a spoof and be funny, whereas Carl Lewis was really trying to show, hey, I can sing.
What about Fergie?
Yeah, that was really bad too. That might have been drug induced or something. That was from another planet.
I was just gonna say that I sat through like 200 or 300 games of basketball at the Bradley Center, and when the Bucks were winning like 12, 15 games a year, the people that they had sing the national anthem, like I feel like they were like getting paid.
What are you talking about? You didn't like Warren Wegratz from Street Life for 30 games a year?
No.
I'm
just saying, like, the quality of the national anthems have gone up, and I would welcome Flavor Flav back for tomorrow night's game.
Where's our guy?
If you're a friend of show, Ben Tynai,
that's it, yeah.
And you're
get
like,
him back.
And you're like he does a lot of the games. I get Flavor Flav's like, it's Flavor Flav, but fuck, I mean, he sucks.
He does the marquee games. I wonder if he did the Sixers game.
He may have.
Ben, if you're listening, dial in.
I think he catches it the next day. Yeah, Q, meet me on Friday.
Yeah,
meet up, you guys. Let's see some video action.
Oh, you want us to meet up?
Yeah, I want to see like boots on the ground video, like a little blog diary thing. Let's see it.
Let's do
Q,
a post
why don't you buy me a drink, Q?
Okay, we can do a post game.
A quick little post game.
Yeah, hopefully not outside. It'll probably be cold. It's like November.
Well, I go so a couple times a year. My buddy Jeff will come down for the weekend, and we go to the game. We usually go to a game and then go to Pato.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got to work the next day though, not till 11. But some of these nights with Jeff get a little fucked up.
We miss nights with Tim. That's what we miss. Where's Tim? Get his ass in here.
Tim's at the Lodge Color with Tony, right?
Oh, you think?
Both their asses should be on here then. Let's go.
No, Tim's probably night.
He's got those CBN gummies. He's for sure.
I'll catch up with Tim on the next show. I normally on Mondays after I do Channel 12, I usually talk to him for a little bit.
You feel like he's big timing you now with the new job?
New old job.
Guy got to work it so early in the morning, man. Hey, here's a comment. I don't know who you guys. Oh, here we go. You brought it up, Jake. You said nothing is more torturous than Doris Burke. And M Shark says, I don't think Doris is bad, but the main crew shouldn't be Breen, her, and Doc. I haven't heard them yet.
I like her and Doc together.
Ooh.
Doc
Actually,
can't speak.
So
The
the
Doris
Bren-
thing, Doris
She's horrid.
Doris is fine.
No.
She's not what people act like she's Vin fucking Scully. People are like, oh my God, well, Doris is a great.
Who,
She
stupid
should
people? Or
She cannot do Celtics games. You cannot allow her to do them.
Yeah. Her and Doc on the Celtics broadcast, it was absolute torture. Like, she was like whining, literally whining over like a no call on Tatum. Like, I mean, how is it not foul? Like, literally had that like little kid thing in her voice. It's embarrassing. I was embarrassed for her.
I
embarrassed
actually
for her.
like the trio. It's better than whoever she was with last year. And the Bren guy was asking Doc.
Oh, she was with Mark Jones. I'm not a Mark Jones guy at all.
Yeah.
Who?
And her Doc was talking quite a bit, and the Bren guy asks good questions of Doc because I don't think Doc naturally knows like what to say. So he was kind
So
of
Breen will
him.
ask him questions where
And
Mark
it's-
Jackson knew where to step in.
Yeah, but he was getting some really good stuff out of Doc because Doc is so in touch with the league.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could. All I'm saying is it could be worse, and it used to be a lot worse.
Well, that's
Still not
true.
a
We
huge
used to have
fan,
Gus
but-
Johnson, so it was worse. You're right.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was the worst.
All right, I'm going to look at some numbers here real quick. Giannis, 29 minutes. I was surprised they brought him back in the fourth, honestly, with a game on Monday, but whatever.
Can we call this? I want to
Huh?
call it the big unit box score. That's what we need to title this this portion of the show.
Look, it's okay to go through a box score.
Sure,
Especially for
but
basketball, you need
as long
to.
as it's not your only like mention of the game.
Reading a box score, just reading it.
Yeah,
I'm being very defensive here because I have gotten shit for it before.
I
But
like
people
it.
want to know.
Yeah.
With the podcasts are America's newspapers now. You can't just read a box score, okay? I have to
We
say
can
it.
comment on it.
Facts. How many
Giannis
did-
was 26 and 11. Lillard was 2 for 12.
And 6 turnovers in the first half. Luckily, he had none in the second half.
Who do you think is most stunned about this performance? Dame, Giannis, or Horst?
I blame Matt LaFleur.
Good call. Soft.
Like Dame, when's he ever gone 2 for fucking 12? And then he immediately gets in a Bucks uniform and it's just like
Well, So they got Miami tomorrow now. The Bucks, that's like their boogeyman, and that's like the hot girl that Dame wanted to go to prom with, and then he had to go for his second choice. So maybe he's just thinking about that still.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And the streets are saying that Adrian Griffin tanked this game so his son could get a win because they're 0-2.
Yeah, the streets are on
The
cocaine.
streets being my street where that I live on, me.
Oh,
Your
probably not
your
sure
take
with them.
earlier. Your take earlier about Quinn Snyder like getting in Griff's head. That's like dead on. I did not think of that, but that's exactly what happened.
He didn't play Griff's son until 2 minutes left in the third. That is a move. I know it's a move.
That's 3D
Also-
chess right there.
Quinn Snyder dressed up as the lady assistant from Ghostbusters for Halloween with those red glasses.
Yeah,
That's
does he
what
got to
that
wear red
reminded me
glasses now with the Hawks? What the fuck?
What do you want?
of.
Janine.
Guys, red
Somebody I
glasses?
think
Yeah.
is good is Malik Beasley. He had 18 tonight.
But what were his shot count? What was his shot count?
6 for 12, 4 of 10 from 3.
Okay.
4
I mean,
from three. That's
Zach Lowe,
that's what gets. I guess 40%, but
Zach
it
Lowe
felt
didn't
like
make
he
it into
missed
the
some
box
big
score,
shots.
but he was a throw-in, so we don't expect much from him.
Yeah, he didn't get any. He's just a throw in. Jay Crowder got the start tonight. I was wondering if they'd go Pat or Jay with no Middleton. It was Jay, and he gave us a very PJ Tucker 26 minutes, 2 points.
That's like a Tony
Portis-
Snell special.
Portis had a nice little burst of energy. He had 12 points in 21 minutes.
I
Beauchamp
really-
hit a couple of threes. That was fun.
I would give Portis probably my player of the game today.
Connaughton was 1 for 6 from 3. Thanasis was a plus 14, as someone mentioned.
With the pink shoes, those were fire.
Andre Jackson got in there. AJ Green hit 2 3-pointers. AJ Green might get more run as the season continues.
I mean, if we need a basket and Dame is cold, I don't mind bringing him in.
Well, Marcus made a good point about AJ Green too. Right there at the end, it's like maybe that was an oversight from Griffin, because when you're that putrid shooting from 3, there's ever a game where it's like, hey, go in for 5 minutes, see if you can, get hot, put up a couple. And they still didn't get him in there. So I don't hold out much hope that they view him as like a potential piece in the rotation this year.
Yeah,
Dame also had 6 turnovers. I think 5 were in the first half.
Green.
Yeah, Q said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Green is gonna be an afterthought because we signed him before we got Beasley and before we got Dame. So he's kind of like, he could be a roster casualty, even though I enjoy him. And he's on a normal NBA contract. He's not on a 2-way, so I don't think we can even send him to Oshkosh. So
I did just look at my phone. I blocked another guy that did clown emoji on me. But on New Year's Eve, like I do every year, I will unblock everyone I've blocked. Most everyone.
It's very bold of you.
Well, I give
Very
him
altruistic.
you gotta give him another chance. Q, you got any thoughts on the Packers today?
I've been saying it for the last few weeks. I think Matt's got to go. I do not agree with Grant's take that
Hey, all people shit on me for that week too. No one's shitting on me anymore.
For the LaFleur stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to go with Rich Bisaccia. I know he's got influence on the team.
You want to go interim coach situation?
Yeah. I mean, he did well when he did it with the Raiders. I don't think they're in Las Vegas yet, but with the Raiders when they fired Gruden, I think that Matt has lost confidence. He's second-guessing himself, probably third-guessing himself, if that's even a thing. I just think we need somebody that has a fresh take, a fresh look at this to even have a shot. Because it just seems like the team has lost confidence in the leadership that's coming from the coaches. And I think Bisaccia is the only chance we have with somebody on the team that could get different results. And I'm not even talking about winning. I just mean like something that's watchable. Unless our goal is to get a number 1 pick, then we're doing just great.
Well, the way they come out so flat in the first half, here's something Matt LaFleur said. He said that they haven't been able to implement their game plan because they're constantly in 3rd and long situations. You don't even get into what you work on all week and what you plan for. You can't even get into your rhythm. That's what's disappointing. You put all this time and effort into something, you come up with a plan, and you don't even give yourself a chance to execute it. He said the Packers are running a 2-minute offense for half the game. Well, that seems to work. So do that. Also, how are you not planning? Like, what are you planning for? He's planning like
he's planning on nothing going wrong, and that everything they planned ahead of time is going to go perfectly. And no, what the hell? You guys are ruining my game plan.
Yeah.
That's your job. Is to react.
He's fucking terrible. He's awful. He will go down as the most awful. He's going to have like the best winning percentage ever through those 4 seasons. And he's going to go down as such a terror. He sucks. He sucks.
Fool's gold, if I've ever seen it.
He's so bad. God, I wish sometimes like I like what I'm doing. The podcast is great. I actually hate doing 4-hour shows kind of when I'm on like CBS. Like, Jesus Christ, 4 hours. But if I was doing 4 hours, just 4 hours Packers, I would shit on Matt. There wouldn't be a fucking commercial break where you didn't know how I felt about Matt LaFleur and how he should fucking go. And then we would book him on the show, and I'd probably cave like I did against David Stearns. But I'd be like, fuck, Matt LaFleur, you piece of shit, you suck.
I heard that he got a sponsorship this week from Kleenex to wipe away his tears.
Somebody asked me if he was crying at halftime, if he would cry after the game. And I thought, will he have any tears left?
Has he ever said the right thing?
No.
Like you were talking before, do you want like an X's and O's guys or do you want a vibe guy? I think maybe a vibe guy would be better for Jordan Love, just to like instill confidence in him. I have no idea if he wants to get into coaching, but I always thought Charles Woodson would make a hell of a head coach. I'd give him a ring, see what he's up to, see where his head's at.
I would take anyone besides Matt LaFleur. I don't care who it is. Like
What about
bring
Matt
in a
Eberflus?
janitor. I don't care. I honestly don't care who it is. It's just
Well,
like
let the
it's
season
like
play out.
no
They're
confidence.
one game out of the number one overall pick. So just say, hey, yeah, Matt, keep doing your thing. We love what you're doing. And then give yourself a really, really tough choice in April or May, whenever it
Okay,
is.
so at what point do we start rooting for them to lose?
I'm there.
last week.
Yeah.
I
Everybody said going into that Denver game, this is a turning point game. Either
Denver
your
beat
season.
Kansas City. Hey, that's a good loss.
Nah, that's
A
the
good loss
NFL
to
is just
BCS.
strange
Hey,
this year.
BCS
this isn't
computers.
college.
Yeah, BCS computers. Good loss.
No, I think all I want for the rest of the season is number one, you have about 36 hours to trade every person you can that's not going to be on the team in 3 years from now. And I would do that. There's no point in re-signing anybody that's going to be a free agent because they're not going to be ready to compete for a couple years here, and they're already in cap hell. So you're just robbing. What do they say? Robbing Peter to pay Paul if you try to re-sign anybody. So I'm looking to move everybody, just a straight up tank job. But
Bye,
luckily,
Preston.
even if they don't,
Bye,
I don't think they
Jones.
need to intentionally tank. Just let LaFleur do his thing, and you're going to be in the mix for the first overall pick.
But then that
And
means Love
also,
sucks.
I want to reiterate my point from earlier that Jordan Love, if you can watch that game with like the non-homer goggles on or whatever biases you want, he didn't have a bad game. You just don't know how to
That
watch
pick to
football.
read was a good throw. That'll be the last thing I say with my dying breath.
No, I
That
said
throw where he was half sacked and like got that first down that was unbelievable. Like I don't know.
that was Rodgers-esque.
We've been asking for like little moments, glimpses of what he's capable of. Despite Matt's terrible play calling and the offensive line's like inability to protect anything, he made a really cool pass today. And then I'm really liking the connection with Reed. We took the shotgun approach with receivers. We just need to hit on a couple of them. It seems like we're on that path, even though Watson's really disappointed this year. But
And one thing I said earlier was like, it sucks seeing Love struggle, and then Tyson Bagent having a great game, and Will Levis had 4 touchdowns. But Bagent's playing again tonight, and he's sucking. And then Love was good in his first game, and then people, so I don't know. It's just
the bottom line is this: young quarterbacks, you expect them to have their ups and downs. I don't expect a 5th or 6th year head coach to be coaching and look so lost and so shell-shocked in this way. So that's my take on that whole situation.
I heard that his tears are really good for his eyebrows, and that's why they look so great.
Keeps them lubed up.
Yeah.
Here's a comment from someone who I assume is just a tremendous person, probably a tremendous godfather. A guy named Brent
W.
I would assume, like, if he was my brother, he let me play, like lay on the couch while he played with my kid today, I would assume.
You know what we need to do? We need to set a 3-and-out line for next week. We need to like over under 10 3-and-outs for the Packers.
That was brutal.
How many first downs we have today?
I don't know.
We suck. First drive, 2 drops and a 3-and-out. Then LaFleur's script is gone. He doesn't know what to do.
On the bright side, this is a good year to be terrible. There's generational talent in this draft at the top. You've got obviously Caleb Williams. I'm not as high on Drake May as a lot of people are, but he's up there. Joe Alt, the left tackle from Notre Dame, who's looks like he could be a Joe Thomas type, give you 15 years of elite left tackle. Obviously Marvin Harrison Jr., who looks like the best wide receiver prospect since probably Megatron. So, it's a good year to be shitty.
I would say there are so many holes on this team that we need to probably consider trading back in the first just to get more draft capital.
Guys,
Well-
hey, hold on. I got someone with the best background in sports. And he's not cuddling Tim like you thought. Tony!
Hey, live
How
from
drunk is Tony right now?
live from Lambeau.
Where'd you go drinking tonight, Tone? Where'd you watch the game?
We were at the bar here at the hotel at the lodge.
Who's we?
You know, the friends, the family.
Hmm.
You know,
How many moms are with you right now?
no
I'm
moms.
sorry.
We might have gotten some waitresses' phone numbers, Jake. So, you know.
Nice.
Of course you did. You little creep.
Hey,
So did you watch the Bucks or what?
I watched a little. I mean, I was watching it on my phone a little bit while I was at dinner, and it's just probably one of those games that just think I don't know, where the shot's just not falling.
Dame started 0 for 9, Tony.
Yeah, that's not going to happen often. You know what's weird is Atlanta's kind of one of those teams that gives us a hard time. I don't know how Atlanta looked today, but they're one of those teams that they get hot, they can beat you. So I didn't see the game. I'm just going off past history.
That's all
It's
right.
like the best comments ever.
Yeah, elite comments coming in right now.
That's all right. M. Shark calls you the MILF Slayer.
Oh,
Destroyer.
hey.
Oh, Destroyer. Oh, shit.
Hey, I saw your buddy Tim Shea though yesterday. It's good to see Tim at the Badger game.
Have you seen Tim in real life before?
Yeah, I've met Tim before. The man definitely looks like Jake. Like he could put 400 pounds on a squat rack with no problem.
Yeah, he's built the squad for sure.
Yeah, definitely a catcher in baseball.
Tony Jeff says, I need to know what Tony does for a living, and I'm afraid to ask.
We deal with logistics with the products from South Texas up to through the middle of the country.
He's a fixer.
We're not gonna get into it too much though.
He takes various forms of payment too.
Yeah,
Tony, I need to see you in real life.
yeah. Well, why is that, Bart? You've never met me.
Well, you got this fucking Wisconsin excursion.
Yeah. Hey, man. Anytime you're invited, Bart. I'll be
Day through Friday. I'm going to the Bucks game. Let's go tomorrow.
at Bucks Heat. I'll be there.
You're
You
gonna
will?
be there?
And you might get to meet Tyler Hero's dad if you're lucky.
Oh,
Tony,
shit.
let's meet up. I will be there.
All right. I've got good seats, Q. We will I'll be there for sure. If you want to meet up for a drink before, it'll be
That'd be great.
gonna be my birthday. My
Your birthday is Monday?
yeah. 39 we'll say, boys. We'll say 30.
Oh, 40.
Say, 28 looks good on you, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 49. So yeah. It's good.
Import export
Oh,
company.
Are you happy with your life up to this point, or do you have many regrets?
Would have told me at 18 years old this would be my life, I'd be satisfied. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I live a good life. You guys seem
Hmm.
fun.
Hmm.
And I always wanted to get involved with sports. I mean, I know I'm not a sports radio talk show host like you, Bart, but when people realize that you're part of the Bart Winkler Show, and
You met Gene.
yeah, I've met Gene. I've met other folks that watch and listen to your show. It's kind of fun, kind of cool to be part of that universe. And Gene did mention, Jake, you're one of their favorites.
Well, of course.
Q, sorry, I didn't get any love from you, Q, from anyone. But I met some people in Madison that listened to the show. And
Wow.
some people in Green Bay, probably about eight followers of yours, Bart. And for whatever reason, they knew who I was too. So
Wow.
it's kind
You
of
got to
cool.
go on tour with this shit, man.
Yeah, fun. And I like being part of it. Going back to the 1250 days, Bart, you always gave me a little bit of a platform along a rope, and you let me ride it. And, it's been fun.
Well, I mean, it's nice to talk to you guys. I'd like to talk to you guys.
Yeah, I guess you did give hey, by the way, who called me, who listens to your show, is Mike the Painter after your show today.
Oh, no way. How's he
Mike
doing?
was tweeting me. He had AJ Brown in his fantasy league. He was very excited. How is Mike?
Mike sounded good. He sounded pretty healthy. Mike's actually a really good guy. And Mike and I are, believe it or not, similar in age.
You and Mike?
I'm sorry, these comments are killing me, but go on.
Yeah, The comments this week are fantastic.
What are they saying?
Tony gonna plow so many broads on Bort's coattail.
From Turd.
On Bart's coattails?
Yeah.
You know what I brought? Yeah, Bart does give me a lot of assists. That is true.
No way.
No, they actually think it's my show, but we know it's the Bart Winkler Show. And then Bart, I'll have a couple of women in the room, and I'll play old YouTubes. And I'll fast forward it to when I'm on with you, and they're like, "Oh, who's that other guy that's on your show?" I go, "Oh, that's Bart. That's Bart."
Good, because I get no action.
No, that's a thing, because I've had people text me like, dude, are you a radio host or something? Because they'll see on YouTube, your show pops into their algorithm and my face will be on there and they'll be like, what the fuck is this?
Well, have you ever tried to like Google your name with Bart's name?
No.
You should. And then I do Cone Roller too. It's funny what it'll pop up. Just Google Cone Roller and Bart Winkler or
Cone Roller Bart Winkler.
This is dangerous. Put it on the screen, Bart.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
Oh.
It's images of rolling papers from the Winkler Vape Superstore.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, Happy Place M, but there's a place called Winkler Vape Superstore.
That's like a shoe-in.
No,
Florida's not paying for your parents' retirement by itself.
Yeah, you guys ever heard of a book called Welcome to Florida?
Yes, only because you bring it up twice a year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to Florida in March. Should I do post-game shows with my dad for a week?
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be fun.
What are you doing in Florida in March?
We're going to visit.
Great.
So you just, I didn't know if you meant like you're going to go to Disney.
No.
Yeah, don't do that because that's going to be a nightmare. That's the worst possible time to go.
We might go to Universal.
No, my brother-in-law works there. It's a cool place.
Well, I don't know if we're ever going to go to Disney as a family.
Hey, I gotta say
what?
This.
You're like the biggest Marvel guy ever. Why would you not go?
That doesn't mean I like fucking Mickey Mouse.
No, I'm with Bart on this one. It looks torturous.
Hugh, I got both Marvel books, the timeline book and the MCU behind the scenes book.
Nice.
Nerd.
We had company today, and my wife's like, Bart,
put it away.
Can you like clean up your books? And I go, I bet you thought that's a sentence you'd never say in your fucking life.
Who's your
not read
Bart over all those years with Marvel? You got a favorite?
Do I got a favorite movie?
Character.
I really think Loki's the most developed. I do love Tony Stark.
Thanos.
I
get Thanos.
You do?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to just like take half the world's population away? It'd be amazing. But only if I could pick who got to go.
I watched all the X-Men and Daredevil. No, not Daredevil. Deadpool. I never seen Deadpool. I actually like Deadpool.
Deadpool's great.
It's all right.
I love it. I love his wife in the movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
What are you doing? What's that weird thing you're doing with your tongue?
I'm just like doing mouth exercises because I'm a radio guy.
Mrs. Winkler is practicing being asleep right now.
Yeah, she's got a 3-year headache.
Oh wow!
Don't you
this is what we talk about on the After Dark, Tony, right here.
Yeah, it is. Well, back to the rails. Do you want to talk some NBA?
Oh, I do. Any of you guys ever gotten
one thing I meant to say about the NBA a long time ago is, do you think the Suns are resting their guys?
Well,
to prepare for the League Cup?
No, but I think that
Booker.
I wouldn't be surprised
all these rules and none of them give a shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if coaches specifically set out to rest guys during the League Cup as like a protest / troll job.
But now everybody's resting now.
Doesn't it start in 2 weeks?
I think it starts. I thought.
Well,
the
that
game
sounds
on right.
Friday is an NBA Cup game that I'm going to. I'm going to specifically for it.
You're going to the first ever NBA Cup game in Milwaukee?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Save that ticket stub, man. That's going to be worth dollars.
Is tomorrow when they do the City Edition jerseys?
Wow, guys, check out this tweet from Peter Bukowski. You can't read it.
What did Bukaki say?
Looks
What
great.
does he say?
Stock up on Peter.
No, this is great. He just out of the blue, he says this. No one in hashtag Packers media hated the Jordan Love pick more than Winks thinks. And even Bart, famously a curmudgeon, thinks fans need to be patient. But I'm right about both. The pick was fucking ass.
It was the dumbest pick ever.
Yes.
Nope.
Worst
Nope,
pick
nope.
of all time. And it doesn't even matter if he becomes a Hall of Famer. It was a bad
Dead
pick.
wrong. That pick could have easily been Dayton Jones or some other scrub.
But Dayton Jones could have helped them. Like Love.
No, he was awful.
What was terrible about the pick is we had just extended Rodgers. You don't take a first round.
Well, not only that, traded up.
No, Rodgers was coming off 2 years where both years it looked like he was declining, and that
we
was
extended him and
100% the right
drafted Love.
move.
But then why would you extend Rodgers?
Well, he had the MVP season, and I honestly still believe that whole fiasco.
He got
I believe they had the deal worked out. He was going to Denver, and at the last minute, Murphy stepped in and said, "Absolutely not. He's staying. Get him his new deal."
You're kind of blurring the
I'm
timeline.
texting Pete.
No.
I'm texting Pete a laugh emoji.
Rodgers didn't win an MVP he didn't win a second MVP until after we drafted Love.
The second one.
The second and the third.
Well, the last two that he won, when he won the first one after they drafted Love. I'm not talking about the first one he originally won.
But they had just extended him before he won his second and third MVP and before they drafted Love. That's why that pick doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if you're right, you're right. But I want to say they extended him after the MVP season because
they did twice.
If you remember,
extended him 4 times total. But
well, either way, I think he was going to Denver. His boy was there. It was rumored, and it was like he just had to decide what he wanted to do. He tweeted out like, "I'm staying with Green Bay," and the extension or whatever. And it was literally within like 5 minutes of him announcing he was coming back to Green Bay, the Denver deal with Russell Wilson was announced. So in my eyes, that was the deal or something very similar to it. And once he decided, no, I'm staying in Green Bay, that was their backup deal, and they went to Denver and got it done. The timing was just too perfect.
Have you talked about the Denver win today against Kansas City? Wow.
Yeah, the NFL's stupid. It's broken. Nothing makes sense this season.
So I think the best thing that happened to the Packers this year was Rodgers getting hurt. Can you imagine
why?
Hold on.
But they're 4-3 somehow.
Hold on. If Rodgers was balling out and this was happening to the Packers, like, can you imagine how sad we'd be? Yeah. Like, if you think the hate for Love is like intolerable or unjustified right now, if Rodgers was like had only lost 1 game to this point and was like putting up MVP numbers, I don't know. It could have been way worse.
I'm annoyed that he's taking drop back passes today.
Emotionally though, Q, but not. I mean, they need that draft capital, and they're not going to get that first round pick.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end of the day, the difference between that pick is going to be probably about 15 slots or so.
But again, somebody said this earlier on the Packers show. Does anyone trust Goody making these picks?
It's tough because I look at Green Bay's talent and I see a lot of talented players, and I don't understand why there's just no cohesion, why they're not producing. I mean, you've got how many guys on the team that were like or at one time a very short period ago considered elite players, and you're like, how does this happen? Aaron Jones, David Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Jair Alexander. These are all really, really good fucking players. Friggin' players. I already said it. But Elton Jenkins. It's not like they've got all these guys, and then it's like, why can't it just work?
Hey, Bart, give me one elite general manager right now that you think is good. You used to have those Bill Polians of the world, and I know you hate this guy. You might say John Lynch, but
John Lynch,
never.
yeah.
You would never. So name me one elite general manager out there right now that's like hitting on all these picks.
John Lynch.
No.
Who's hitting on picks? The Eagles, maybe? Their GM?
Eagles have had a good stretch.
Miami's GM's doing well. Not with picks, but with trading and signing people.
One thing that really annoys me with fans when they try to talk Gutekunst's track record with the draft is they'll say, "Oh, he missed on this and this." Okay, how does that compare to other GMs? And then they just stare at you with a stupid face because they don't know. All they know is their guy.
So if all these GMs are bad, it just reiterates everybody in this fucking league is stupid.
It's a crapshoot.
Who's the Seahawks GM?
John Schneider.
They've been relevant for so long.
No, Tony's right too. After you get out of the first 5 to 10 picks, really just the first 5 picks, it's such a crapshoot. You don't know who's going to produce at this level.
With these players and these general managers don't even know all the Wonderlic tests and the background studies. You don't know what's in their heart, what's in their brain. You don't know what's going to happen. We didn't know Aaron Rodgers would be Aaron Rodgers. We didn't know Brett Favre would be Brett Favre. You just don't know. It's a fucking crapshoot. I mean, honestly, I wonder if you and I all of us could be general managers and do as well as some of these guys.
Well, that's usually where these conversations go. When you get 4 guys talking about a team, it usually gets to, we could do it better. So it is very natural that it happens.
Didn't you say your talk show is like if a group of guys were at a bar having a conversation? That's what your show is all about.
That's just what sports talk should be. That's what we're aiming
Who's the GM of Kansas City?
They have been drafting well. I know Andy Reid's got a big influence. I know he got the old Packer guy fired that went to the Browns.
Brett Veach.
Dorsey.
Wasn't he our fullback once?
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Vontae Leach.
The Lions GM has been doing pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, Q, when you're drafting where the Packers have been drafting.
Right.
Brad Holmes.
They're not going to get the picks like the Lions have been getting. And, give props to the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been drafting pretty solid.
Adam says we should have hired Elliot Wolf. Where is Elliot Wolf?
Rod from Rome has been on that Elliot Wolf thing for 5 years, I think.
I thought he was with the Browns.
Elliot Wolf had his
If
shot.
anyone could tell me where Elliot Wolf is, I'll give you $20.
I would guess Browns.
Bears?
Well, what's funny about Elliot Wolf? Well, really about Ron Wolf.
Director of scouting for New England.
What?
Oh,
good for him.
Working with old Billy.
It's funny about the Packers really going back to Ron Wolf. And, again.
It says New England scouting. And this guy says Patriots and this guy says Pats. I meant just of these 3. I meant of these $60. 3. I didn't mean in the comments. You guys aren't getting.
Seems we have some big Elliot Wolf fans here.
Yeah, 3 people knew.
Podcast is over. That's it for today.
Well, and again,
give you money if my YouTube videos stop getting flagged.
Sorry, that's my fault.
No,
this is maybe pot calling the kettle black, but because I just talked about people that will cite one GM's track record and not look at other GMs, but I feel like going back to Ron Wolf, Green Bay has been really awful in drafting the first round. You're going to have your hits in there, but for the most part, it's a lot of.
They are not drafting high in the first round. I mean, who's the highest guy they drafted? AJ Hawk.
AJ Hawk. And
that's it.
Ironically, everybody knew he was just a guy when they drafted him too.
And they could have had Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
a good trade for Marshawn Lynch.
Could have gotten TJ Watt.
Yeah, wasn't that the rumor? AJ Hawk for Marshawn Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days of Twitter.
Well, putting our general manager caps on right now, don't you think there has to be? I know this is very NBA trade deadline talk. They've got to dump these guys all they can to get draft capital. They've got to.
It would make sense from our perspective, but from the perspective of maybe somebody that feels like their seat is getting a little bit warm, it's probably tough for them to try to trade contributors.
Jake, Good is not on a hot seat, I don't think.
Well, I mean, that's got to be such a pressure-filled thing, though, because how do you know?
When is
Mark
Mark
Murphy could
Murphy
say
done?
you're fine, but how do you know? You know what I mean?
Year after next,
25?
Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if Murphy's gonna right the ship, it's got to be this off season. Otherwise, he's just gonna ride it out. So like I think there's a good chance he'll clean house this year,
Well, this
unless
would
he
be
believes.
two years in a row of a very poor record of missing the playoffs. You go to 3 years in a row, then I think you make a move.
How
I
about this
think we should do
brilliant
it this
comment
year.
from this brilliant guy?
Beat
Gentleman
up.
named Brent says Jalen Carter falling to the Eagles showcases how bad a lot of teams are. He must have some good genes. Very smart, very knowledgeable.
Every year there's a guy that falls due to character concerns from like the
Well,
top 5 to the
Yeah,
top
but
15.
for Brent to
This guy
notice
named
this,
Brent,
what a brilliant,
well, I heard this
what a
guy
brilliant
Brent
man
was
he
the,
must be.
I heard that Brent was the best out of this family tree, and the other one.
I heard
I could see that.
the W stands for winner.
yeah,
Brent's winner.
Brent the Hitman
Brent,
Hart.
Brent from
Hell yeah.
Brent
The
from-
GOAT.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, it's
Well,
getting late.
I think you've earned it. Anything you want to promote, Bart? Any kind of national show that we should be
You're
aware of?
asking me on my own show what I want to promote. Okay, sure. Tomorrow, Monday night, CBS 5 to 9.
Awesome.
And then once Bucks Heat concludes, I'll be in my little production studio, not in the 1250 studio, because the last time I was in there, I broke a chair.
Maybe it's time to hit the gym, Bart.
No, he threw it.
No. Not fat way. Strong way.
Not the normal way.
Yeah. I took a chair and threw it. And then Sparky was like, why did a chair break in here? And I couldn't lie to him because it was on YouTube that I picked up a chair and threw it. So
And then he started a challenging a competition post-game show.
Oh, I don't care about that. The more the merrier. What's his name? Trey Crosby. He's got one. Go listen to him. He's awesome.
He's good shit. I like Trey.
Yeah, I love that guy. The Bucks should be generating. The Bucks should be generating many post-game shows. They should be like the Packers. Okay, Monday radio should be a lot of Packers. The Bucks should get a little bit.
It's kind of a blessing this week.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about this Hawks loss. That fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Lost by 17. Could have been worse.
So we'll do that. And if you're listening to this, then you can still get up on channel 12, 6:43 a.m. This face will be right here.
Oh, Bart, someone did tell me you need to start dressing up for that show. This is true. Someone did say, one of your listeners.
Was it Tim Shea?
No, it wasn't Tim. It was a female that said, I wish Bart would just try a little bit and dress up a little bit.
Was it Gene?
But then again, I'm watching the news.
Shout
Pick
out
your
to
favorite
Gene.
news outlet, whatever one. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, whatever. They interview
What
these
voice is
people. They interview these people who are like, they've got worse cameras and worse, like they're in worse setups on the fucking cable news than I am on channel 12. So I'm just fine. I'm gonna wear this hat tomorrow.
You look good, but put a suit or shirt on. You look good with a
Why
nice
the
tie.
fuck? But then I'm still gonna wear a hat because my hair gets too long. Whatever's of it's left.
Just put a nice shirt on.
Might be
wore
time to go
polo
home,
last
Bart.
Monday.
Okay.
What did Charles Barkley say about LeBron? Time to come home.
Hey, well, we got
No.
boots on the ground tomorrow. Apparently, Q is going to be at the game. I'll be at the
Yep.
game. I don't know if Jake, you'll be at the game.
Tony, if you lose 3 games this weekend, I will
I
feel
know.
very bad for you, and you may be banned from Wisconsin sporting.
It's more
games
about
for
the
Yeah.
rest of the year.
experience.
We're gonna
Yeah,
close the border.
the trifecta. Three,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not allowed.
The
out of
soccer
Texas.
moms will be devastated.
Yes, yes.
Guys, good to hang with you. Not just you three, but everybody in the comments and who's watching. It's just a nice.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be
Sweet.
a long pod tomorrow, like 2.5
No,
hours.
I broke it up.
Okay.
The Packer one's already posted separate.
We
It's
could
already
probably
nice.
cut like the last half hour of this pod too if you wanted to. Like,
No, it was good Packer talk.
yeah, that's true. It was
Yeah.
good shit.
It was good Packer talk.
Yeah.
All-star squad.
If it was bad, I would have said goodbye 30 minutes ago.
I will say my college football viewership is now going to go on moving forward higher because I want to know what's going on in college football now.
Why?
Packers draft picks. Let's see what's going on.
Hey, if they get, I mean, if he's there on the board, they have to take Caleb Williams, and that's from the guy who's like #1 Jordan Love supporter.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
What do you think you could trade Love for now?
I'll leave you with this. Celtics fan.
Like the 6th?
The Celtics fan Jimmy J says Bucks in trouble, can't guard guards.
All right, fuck you.
Well,
Celtics
wait until
fan.
you see how many single digit points Drew Holiday puts up against us or against anyone
Dame's
in the playoffs. Don't make me slander Drew.
Dame is hitting 10 threes.
Carter and
tomorrow.
Grayson were above average defenders. Javon Carter, fine. Grayson?
No.
That's the Boston in you thinking that. All right,
I'll say Grayson was an average defender. He was not below average.
Average on a scale where 3 out of 10 is average. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
So